Oh, snap. What's up, good people? It's time for another session of that verbal cardio, man. First and foremost, let me apologize for my voice. I ran it ragged this weekend in Sacramento. So yeah, it's a little raggedy right now. So I'm not getting sick. It's just worn and torn and ragged and beat down. I had 5 shows in Sacramento. Came back home yesterday. Had a show last night at the Comedy Store, stand up on the spot, and now I'm doing a podcast. So basically, tomorrow I'm shutting the hell up. Shutting the hell up tomorrow, man. Just a full day of shutting the hell up. But then I got to do some voiceover auditions. So it might not be a shut the hell up tomorrow. But listen, man. We getting through it. We plowing through. It's not that bad. You know, I'm not sounding crazy. But I just wanted to give y'all, talk about the elephant in the room, which is my voice right now. But, that's what it is. Secondly, I'm on IG Live right now. For some reason, Instagram gave me my live capabilities back, even though I missed out on some promo for the movie I was in because Sony and them reached out to me to go live with the other people that was in the film. But since Instagram wanted to act funny and had me like, you can't use your live for like 300 and something days, I couldn't participate in that. And I had to tell my manager to tell them like, yeah, man, Instagram won't let me use the thing. And so had to miss that. But I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I just happened to look in Sacramento and I was like, oh, I got my live back. Okay, so we back. They'll probably take it again whenever they want to. You know what I'm saying? Because we at the mercy of these apps. Mariah, make sure you pull up to my shows when I'm in Dallas, Texas. So yes, I digress. We back. I got the live going. Instagram people, I want you to join my Patreon. I want you to join the paid Patreon, man. I want 8 new members right here, right now. All you gotta do is click the link in my bio and then join up. And what do you get with the Patreon? You get live access to my podcast. You get live access to the Daddy Issues podcast. If they remember to send me the link via text message, which they always forget to do, and I don't be knowing when they recording, so I didn't give you the link today. And then Ball Brothers podcast, you get early access to like merch. Sometimes you get the discount tickets. We do movie nights all the time with me and music nights, and we did a game night. So it's a good thing to join up, man. I want 8 new members today. I just want 8 new members today. Join right now. The paid Patreon now. Don't be in there on the free. Would like to give a shout out to the people of Sacramento, California, man. Y'all pulled up, sold out the shows, made me add a show, and that is greatly appreciated. Shout out to Jen, the owner and manager of Laughs Unlimited. She is my favorite comedy club owner in the country. She's just my favorite. You know why she's my favorite? Because Jen has always looked out for the little guys and girls in comedy. Like, she not booking you based on your popularity. She's booking on talent and if she likes you. And from a business standpoint, it's risky because I get comedy clubs, they want to put asses in the seats. That's their primary focus. Like, of course they want who's hot right now because they need asses in the seats. Fuck everything else. We got to keep the lights on. So I get that perspective. But the fact that Jen always gave me a headline weekend when I didn't even have a fan base like that, that's why I'm loyal to her club. She showed love. She showed respect. She was looking out for us. Just those extra little nuances, man. She's just so cool and dope. So Jen is my favorite comedy club owner booker in the country. Shout out to Nate Jackson as well. I love Nate. That's my friend also, but Jen, though, very special. So if you are in the Sacramento area, please support that club because she is someone that really you could tell she really appreciates the comedians. All clubs don't give us that feeling. Sometimes we leave a club and it's just like, man, y'all don't really fuck with us like that. Even though this is a stand-up comedy club, you make some comedians feel like they're in the way or they're a nuisance to be in the club or to be around there. And so, you know, when you get club owners and managers like this, it's a great feeling. Shout out to Barbara too at Flappers, man. She's also been one to really look out for me for a long time, and I appreciate Barbara as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there, man. The tour continues; it rolls on. Tampa and Miami are next. They are they are my February stops. Tampa, Valentine's Day weekend at the Tampa Funny Bone. And then I'll be at the Miami Improv at the last weekend of February. So don't be ashy, Florida. Last time Miami was it wasn't on the ashy side, but y'all could have been better, man. Y'all was at 70-something% capacity for the whole weekend. I don't like the 70%. I don't like the 70%. I like 85 and up. I want 85% and up every city I go to. So the fact that Miami was in the 70s, I ain't really rock with that. And the energy was, you know, could have been better. So I'm coming back, Miami. This is your Shawshank Redemption. This is time to redeem yourselves. So Miami, show up and show out, man. You know, Tampa's cool. Tampa be showing love, but Miami, I want y'all to step it up, Miami. But shout out to the people that do pull up in Miami. So, because I like Miami as a city. So I just want more. I just want more. You know what I'm saying? So get your tickets early. Baltimore tickets are finally on sale. So all you got to do is click the link in my bio. All the cities are available now. Get your tickets early so I know that it's real, so I don't stress. Atlanta's looking amazing. New York is looking amazing. So let's get it. Let's get it. Shout out to my patron saints in here. They are in here. The Patreon members, guys, in the live. Shout out to Crunchy Apple, Sharon McD, Alarise, Miss Ma'am, Cutie B, Sandy J, 49er Girl, Chloe Franklin, Galactus, Why Not, 2 Jesse, Styler, Andra, Crunchy Apple, Cat 87, Ayomi, Tamara, Jamal B, Miss Crawford, Ryan, Taylor, France, Aries, Coco. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are the usual suspects, man. Aries 19. It won't be a movie night for a while because I don't have my laptop. I feel kind of butt naked. I feel like I ain't got no bottoms on. Y'all. You know, my laptop is my friend. It's my friend. That's what I'll be watching. That's my little TV. That's my little business center. So I'm a little stressed because it wouldn't come on. I think I'm going to just get a new laptop anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? Sick of it. Because it'd be acting funny, man. So I'm going to just... Once it is fixed, I'm going to see if I can just do something to just switch everything over. What's up, Maya? Patreon is tripping today, but I still want y'all to join my Patreon, the paid Patreon, if you will. I love not having bottoms on. I do. I made a video today. I made a sequence video. Somebody made tres leches cinnamon rolls. And I tried to make a video about that today. I tried to be on my Tony Bacon lust. And for some reason, some videos won't let you sequence them. They'll say you got the option to sequence and then you'll do it, but then it'll never upload to Instagram. So it did that to me because I made a whole video about the tres leches cinnamon rolls. Let me tell you something, man. That's diabolical baking right there. Side note, white women be baking. I'm going to just throw that out there. White women, I know we be slim on the white women props out here in the black community. But let me tell you something about them white women. They be baking. Okay? They be putting stuff together and putting it in that goddamn oven. They put it in the oven and they take it out and hand it to you. It's a good ass time. This woman baked some tres leches cinnamon rolls. Putting those two things together is diabolical. It's crack and heroin together. It's an orgasm while you Q-tipping your ears simultaneously. It's you busting a fat nut while somebody is greasing and scratching your scalp simultaneously. Why would you do this? Why would you put these two things together? They're already bliss. I don't know if y'all ever had tres leches. That's some good ass cake right there, man. They call it the milk cake. At first you're like, man, hold on, man. You be like, why is it so wet? Why is it so wet? You're going to be thrown off when you come across a tres leches. You're going to be like, it's wet. Because some people might not want the cake, the inner cake wet. So you're like, man, what is this? But then when you taste it, oh my God. It's so good. I remember the first time I ever had it. I remember the outfit I had on. I remember everything about that day. It was 78 degrees in Las Cruces, New Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I had on sweats. I had on some Nike. I had on, no. I had on Adidas shell toe that day. I was wearing shell toe Adidas. I had a white t-shirt on. And I tried their tres leches. And let me tell you something. Pants just flew off. Pants flew off. I don't know where my bottoms went. It was immediate. They disintegrated. My sweats just disintegrated on the first bite. I was like, what the hell is this? Took a second bite. My drawers burst into flames. By the third bite, I'm completely bottomless, y'all. All in on the tres leches. All in. No bottoms on, just booty wide. Sack shaft, everything. It's crazy. I was like, man, this is a good ass time. Now we already know cinnamon rolls are just crazy good. We already know this. We already know cinnamon rolls go hard. So now you gonna bring in tres leches? They standing firm on their own. This is Kendrick and SZA at this point. Kendrick and SZA is tres leches and cinnamon rolls. Come on, man. I'm trying to survive. But at the same time, you know what? I'm going to be honest with myself. I'm looking for the filth. I'll be looking for it, man. I'll be acting like I'm fighting for my life, and I'm just like, man, it's hard, man. I'm just trying to make it. Low key, I'll be looking for the filth. I don't turn away. I don't turn my phone on. I don't put my phone down. I stop right there, man. When I'm swiping through everything, I stop right there on the filth. It's time to be real with myself. I'm just a filthy individual on the food tip. I'm pure filth. Oh, let me not look. Let me not look. I'm looking. I can't help it, man. I can't help it, man. I had banana cream pie this weekend in Sacramento, man. I had banana cream pie and it was good as hell. I tore it down. I saved space on my whole plate that day for the banana cream pie, man. I don't want to hear shit else about Tone, man. Treat yourself. Tiny. Treat yourself. Tiny. Treat yourself. Shut up. I don't want to hear shit else from y'all, man. I treated myself. I'm good for another 2 months to keep y'all off my back. All right? I don't want to hear y'all talking about treat yourself because y'all the devil. Y'all the devil. Y'all the devil's advocates. Y'all like you doing your thing, Tony, but treat yourself, Tiny. Treat yourself. That's what y'all sound like when y'all trying to push me to do something I don't want to do. Tiny. Wear a suit, Tiny. Tiny, you got to treat yourself. You only live once. You doing your thing. Treat yourself, Tiny. Man, hush, man. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all, man. But it was good, though. It was good, and it wasn't vegan. No, it was a regular banana cream pie, regular sugar, regular milk, probably eggs in there. I had that. And a big portion of it. And my stomach was fine. My stomach wasn't even tripping like that. So, yeah. The damn banana cream pie. So I indulged myself. I don't want to hear shit else from y'all. Leave me alone. Let me get back to my structure. Okay. That's all I want to hear from y'all, but I got to pay some bills up in here, man. Let me pay these bills. First of all, before I pay the bills, everybody in the IG Live, man, get in on this for real, man. Join my Patreon so you don't have to miss out on this. It's a good time, man. Click the link in my bio, join the paid Patreon, and let's get it. Let's get it. Still watching me from the hospital? Hey, I don't know why you in the hospital, but I hope you're doing okay. And I hope I'm making you feel better in any way I can. In any way I can. I still want you to join that Patreon, though. Join my Patreon from the hospital. That's what I want. That's what I want from you. But anyway, man, I got to pay these bills. I'm cutting the live off. If you want to continue on, join my Patreon, then click that link. I posted it right here, right now. If not, then I'll see you on the next time. I want 8 new members, y'all, if you really rock with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? And don't forget to check out the new episode of Ball Brothers. It's up right now. You feel me? All right. So now, y'all, let me pay these bills. It's so awkward without the laptop, y'all. I'm not feeling this. But it's in the shop. What do you want from me? Okay, y'all. Here we go. I got my Craig glasses on. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Craig Wayans who can't see. So we want to talk about PrizePicks, man. It's the big game this weekend. It's the big game. We all know what the big game is. We ain't got to say nothing else. We all know what the big game is. You know, it's that one. You feel me? PrizePicks is the best place to get the real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks, man. First of all, PrizePicks is a good time. It's very simple. It's very easy. You don't have to be a super sports nerd to get it. You could just be kind of just like on the fence in the background about sports, and you can be like, all right, I know this quarterback is going to do this in this game. Let's see where that takes us. Okay, I know this wide receiver is going to do this in this game. So boom, pow, you're in. You're coming up on some money, man. Who don't want to come up on some money? Who don't want to come up on that money? You know what I'm saying? So with the big game almost here, and it's now or never, don't miss out on the last football game of the season with PrizePicks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. PrizePicks is also giving away a free pick for the big game, where one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win real cash. I'll say that again because it's a crazy good deal. PrizePicks is also giving away a free pick for the big game where one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win real cash. Okay? Now, this expires after February 9th, so get in on it now. Check out the promos tab to tail any of our Super Bowl Sweat Millie winners big game lineups. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win a split of $1 million in promo funds. So it's crazy, man. And you can, like I said earlier, you can win up to $1,000 times your money on PrizePicks. So listen, y'all, you got to get in on this, man. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineup, man. So listen, y'all. Let me tell you how to do this correctly, man. So download the app today and use code VERBAL to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's download the app, use the code VERBAL to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup, man. PrizePicks, run your game. That's a good time right there, man. That's gonna make the big game even fun. That's gonna make it even more fun. It's gonna make it even bigger because you're trying to get that cash, shawty. Trying to get that cash. The talk of the town, the Grammys. Kendrick Lamar on the sweep. He won everything. Not like us, won everything it was up for. Came in with the straight up sweep. Crazy for a diss record that went this hard. So the whole Kendrick run ever since this beef started has been epic. The response to it, the crazy numbers, the album release, the Super Bowl halftime show booking. This might be the best year for any rapper of all time, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Yes, my voice is deeper because, I stretched it thin this weekend. But it's crazy. It's wild. A clean sweep. 5 Grammys for a diss record. 5 Grammys for the record of the year, song of the year. The big song win, the biggest Grammys. The ones every Grammy nominated artist wants. Album of the year, song of the year, record of the year. That's the big 3. You know how the Oscars had the big ones, the best picture, best actor, best actress, best director. Those are the prime real estate Oscars. These are the prime real estate Grammy Awards. And I was surprised. I was surprised that Andre's album was nominated for Album of the Year, the flute joint. I was like, y'all know that's Album of the Year? I don't be knowing how they select the nominees.
It's still the Recording Academy, so it's about the how it's recorded, engineered, and just that kind of thing as well. It can get real iffy when it comes to certain stuff like that because people think it's the merit is popularity.
Right.
And that's not always the case. That's why you have some people sneak in there and you be like, who is this?
Who is this? That happens all the time.
Yeah. The time. You're like, who is this? And it's not about because this person's not big enough or this person's too big or whatever the case is.
I think they threw it in there just to diversify the type of albums that was nominated.
Could be. But there's always one that's always kind of avant-garde and, from a different thing. They always seem to have one. Because it can't just be full pop run.
No.
Yeah.
No. They got to throw in different genres to make it look like. But that album came and went.
It's that kind of album. I mean, it's an instrumental album. But it's and he's the person that's playing the flute. It's ambient. It's put it on in the background and fall asleep.
If he would have won, man, all hell would have broke loose. Especially with Beyonce also in the running.
Yeah.
All hell would have broke loose, man. Shout out to Beyonce for winning for Cowboy Carter.
Man, I can't believe it.
Yeah. Her first Album of the Year Grammy, Cowboy Carter.
It almost felt like, here, nigga, damn.
It feels like the Leonardo DiCaprio Oscar win.
Yeah.
Because it feels like, man, we owe you for this. We owe you. Not that Cowboy Carter is bad. I listened to the album. It's a good album. But I definitely feel like they was just we got to give Beyonce this one, y'all. We got to, man. All hell's going to break loose. So she got it. I'm happy for her. She should have already had Album of the Year Grammy, but she got one. And, it was a black night. It was a black night at the Grammys. Here's what I will say that I liked. For the best rap album, Doechii won. Rhapsody got a Grammy for her 3 a.m. song with Erykah Badu. Kendrick Lamar cleaned up. What I appreciate about these rappers that won is that they can actually rap. And rap good. And quality lyricists. We all know Kendrick is top tier on the lyricism and the concepts and the content. Doechii is dope with the storytelling, the style, the flow. Rhapsody been dope. So to see her get Because Rhapsody is my favorite woman MC of all time. She passed Lauryn Hill for me because of her output and her catalog. Lauryn Hill used to hold the title for me, but Lauryn Hill just didn't put out enough stuff. Rhapsody's still rapping at a high level. She puts out numerous dope projects and mixtapes and all that. So I was like, Rhapsody got a Grammy. Doechii got a Grammy. Damn near could have got, best new artist, but Chappelle or Chapel, she won that. I don't know nothing about her.
I don't know how to say her name, but yeah, she's pretty big.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. Like, I don't be hating on awards when I don't know nothing about the other artists. So I don't like to come in and be like, well, why they win? Even though I ain't listened to their album, you ain't got a leg to stand on until you listen to the work. But that was a big win for Doechii though, because it was just like,
I looked at the rest of the categories and I was like, the rest of the people in that category, and I was like, yeah, she deserved that one. It wasn't even like one of the ones like,
yeah. But for me, the best album in that category for me was the Common Pete Rock album. That was my favorite. That might have been and might delete later. It might have been my most listened to albums of the year. Most listened to rap albums.
I'm surprised my delete later was up there.
Yeah, they threw that in there, man. And normally they don't really be fucking with it. The Grammys don't really fuck with J. Cole like that. They don't really rock with J. Cole like that. So they throw him up in some nominations and stuff, but I can tell they haven't really given him his just due. I don't know why that is, but even the critics haven't really embraced J. Cole like that. They love Kendrick is the golden boy for the critics and the Grammys, but I feel like J. Cole, they kind of just be like, we don't know. So J. Cole has always been like a people's champ as well. Even though Kendrick is a people's champ, so is J. Cole. And so yeah, I was just like, okay, here we go. I thought they might have slid it to Future and Metro, just on the popularity strength, because they do popularity wins in the rap category. But since they changed the voting style of the Grammys, I think we're gonna stop doing that, because the best rap album winners historically have always been like who sold the most. That's why Eminem was always winning them shits. And then Kanye, even though arguably his albums be that good artistically as well as commercially, but it was always who sold the most. Like when Puff Daddy beat out Wu-Tang Clan that year, No Way Out beat out Wu-Tang Forever, I was just like, that's when ODB got on the stage and said Wu-Tang is for the children. That's what prompted that, roll up. But I didn't watch the Grammys. I didn't really see. I was just kind of, tuning in via Instagram posts and shade rooms and the spiritual words, and because I was working as well. But I like the fact that older MCs are getting their shine too, like a Common and the Pete Rock and the LL Cool J and stuff like that. These legacy artists are still out here putting out good work. I'm all for that. I'm all for it. So shout out to Doechii. Shout out to Beyonce. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar with the Canadian tuxedo on, as they like to call it. It's just like, and this is an epic rap. And the epic rap battle cap off is still not done because we still got the Super Bowl coming up. So it's just like, it is what it is at this point. So I wanted to speak on something related to this, but after I do this next ad, hold on, let me pay this second bill real quick before I go in on this next little topic real quick. You know what I'm talking about, you feel me? All right, so life doesn't happen bi-weekly, y'all. Life don't happen bi-weekly. We all know this. We all know life be lifing 24/7. 365. Sometimes life hits you up 3 a.m. Hey, big head. Like, come on, life, man. It's 3 a.m. Life don't care. Life don't care about your schedule. Life sure don't care about your pay schedule, man. Life doesn't happen bi-weekly, so why should payday? The money you earn can be in your hands today with EarnIn, man. EarnIn is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work up to $150 per day with a max of $750 between paydays. Just download the EarnIn app and verify your paycheck, then access up to $150 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. I mean, a special night out, last minute gift for a loved one, unexpected trip to the vet, which is something I recently experienced, upcoming rent, new dress, school clothes, shoes, car trouble, whatever it may be. Make EarnIn a part of your financial routine and join EarnIn's over 4 million customers who say things like, when I think about earning, I think about financial stability, security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. Matter of fact, that movie I was in, one of them days, if they had EarnIn, they wouldn't have had to go through everything they had to go through to get that rent paid. They could have just hit up EarnIn and been like, all right, we got the rent, man. We got it right here, man. EarnIn came through in the clutch. That'd alleviated all the plot points in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So download EarnIn today, spell EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. Okay. When you download the EarnIn app, type in Verbal Cardio under podcast. When you sign up, it'll really help the show. That's Verbal Cardio under podcast. EarnIn is a financial technology company. It is not a bank. Cash outs are based on your available earnings. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Option to expedite your transfer for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. See the cash out user agreement for details. Services not available in all states, man. Get in on that EarnIn, man. EarnIn. It's time. It's time we EarnIn. All right. Don't forget to throw in that little verbal. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? What was I gonna say? So Charlemagne, who's always a living for the moment kind of guy, he was saying that TDE is the best hip hop, West Coast hip hop label of all time, and so that puts it over Deathrow. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I wanna break it down a little further. You know what I'm saying? I want to compare the two labels since, you know, he put the gauntlet out there. I was like, hold on. You know, he said it like unequivocally. And I was like, well, let's, you know, now Deathrow did not last as long as TDE has. TDE been around for a while now, and it was a slow burn. What I like about TDE is the organic growth of its artists. Deathrow had the gem of having established artists come up in that camp. So Deathrow had Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre was like, boom, coming in hot. And so he was already established through NWA. So we already knew who he was. We already know what he was about. So Deathrow already had a leg up in the game. You know, TDE, you know, their flagship artist pretty much was J-Rock. And J-Rock was like a slow build, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar was with him, but Kendrick Lamar had to build into who he is today. When you look at let's look at Deathrow's discography, right? Let's break this down, man. Let's not just say shit just because we living in the moment. All right. So Deathrow was established. It was founded in 1991. The founder is DOC, Suge Knight, Dr. Dre, Dick Griffey, and Harry O. It was a part of Interscope Records. So we pretty much know the story about Deathrow Records and how they acquired everything. So their discography includes The Chronic by Dr. Dre, released 1992. It made it as high as number 3 on the Billboard charts. It's certified triple platinum. And we all know that was a groundbreaking album, not only commercially, but critically. It shifted the culture. It changed the game. It was an epic album. You look up if you see any type of the best West Coast albums of all time, The Chronic is showing up. It's showing up in people's top 5 every time. Followed by an equally epic album called Doggy Style, Snoop Dogg is the official star of Deathrow Records that was birthed out of Deathrow Records. He is the official superstar of Deathrow. He's the guy, because Snoop Dogg came out under Deathrow and he was a legit bona fide superstar. When Snoop hit the scene, it was crazy. Doggy Style debuted at #1 and had the highest first week sales of any album at that time. It sold over 800-something thousand copies first week. It's certified quadruple platinum in the US. And that album right there was just, it was epic. It was just like everybody had to get their hands on that Doggy Style album. Changed the game. It was birthed out of the Chronic. And boom, Doggy Style. To me, Doggy Style is superior to the Chronic. I feel like, and to this day, Doggy Style remains my favorite West Coast hip hop album to this day. So you had that. So that's boom. That's 1-2. That's the 1-2 punch of Deathrow Records. Those are their first two projects, the Chronic and Doggy Style. And I would argue that you will also see on the best West Coast rap albums of all time, you're going to see Doggy Style, you're going to see the Chronic on people's lists. High up, guaranteed, every time. All right? Now, the third album to come out of Deathrow was the Dog Pound Dog Food album. Now, that's Corrupt and Daz, who they were also birthed out of Deathrow. So they were birthed out of Deathrow, so they're coming in behind Snoop as Deathrow stars. Their album, Dog Food, certified double platinum. You know what I'm saying? Certified double platinum. So Deathrow's on the roll. They out here, they doing it, they killing it. So then we have the Above the Rim soundtrack. The Above the Rim soundtrack went crazy. It was a Deathrow produced soundtrack, full of Deathrow artists. On that album, you had Warren G and Nate Dogg's Regulate. Song went crazy. Now, Warren G never signed to Deathrow, but that song right there was kind of, I feel like they shaded Warren G. I feel like he should have been on Deathrow Records, but Def Jam signed him. So he was in there producing and, working with Snoop, working with Dre, like really producing the hits. So, if Suge was smart, would Regulate, even though he put it on the Above the Rim soundtrack, and the Above the Rim soundtrack went crazy. I think that's certified like double platinum. I'm trying to find it. I don't know why they don't have it listed here.
It says so on Wikipedia.
It said what?
Two times platinum.
Oh, double platinum. So double platinum soundtrack. And this is back when soundtracks was killing. And that went as high as #2 on Billboard. Also, the Murder Was the Case compilation album also went crazy. Debuted at #1 on Billboard. That was also certified double platinum. So we got all these platinums going. We got the Chronic cooking. We got Doggy Style cooking and breaking records. We got the Dog Pounds album going crazy. We got the Above the Rim soundtrack going crazy. We got the song Regulate going crazy. And then Deathrow signs Tupac. Tupac was already a star, but his Deathrow debut went gold in 1 week. Debut week, and went gold. Debuted at #1 on Billboard, and that album went crazy, as we all know. It's certified at diamond status on the RIAA. The RIAA has a certified diamond. So in actuality, since it's a double album, that's 5 times platinum. Over 5 million sold for All Eyes on Me in reality, even though it's got the certification, but they double albums. He followed that up with the Machiavelli album, certified quadruple platinum, also debuted at #1 on Billboard. Even though this album is considered a disappointment and a sophomore slump, The Dogfather, Snoop's follow-up to Doggy Style, debuted at #1 on Billboard, double platinum. And then pretty much outside of posthumous Tupac releases, Deathrow started to really just kind of like fade out. They dropped the ball on Lady of Rage. I feel like they put her out too late. They kind of fumbled the bag with Nate Dogg. Corrupt ended up signing with a different label for his solo joints, and you had other artists that were really bubbling up under. But I feel like their heyday was that little period I just highlighted right there. So that was crazy epic at the time. They were doing crazy numbers, shifted the whole sound of hip hop. Everybody wanted to sound Dre-like and West Coast-like, and it was just like. So then that's where you had the emergence of like a Bad Boy record and Notorious B.I.G. And I feel like Deathrow would have been bigger had they had better diversity with their roster. Bad Boy was able to acquire some dope R&B acts that were in the mix. So I feel like even though Deathrow had some R&B acts in there, they was still just kind of like still extra hood on it.
Too street.
It was too street, man. It wasn't like, it didn't feel like true R&B. Whereas Bad Boy, a lot of those artists were sounding like true R&B. You know what I'm saying? You had Carl Thomas, you had Faith Evans, even though she had the little street side too, but it was still just, she felt like R&B, 112, and they were doing numbers, total. So boom. So Deathrow, that's what Deathrow was doing. So they were white hot for a short period of time. Cut to TDE's roster. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, they are a much slower burn than Deathrow Records. So if you compare who had more of an impact the quickest, of course it's gonna be Deathrow, because they were starting kind of on the underground tip. You know, Kendrick's Rise was a nice little underground bubble up, and then and you had acts like J-Rock, Schoolboy Q, Ab-Soul. Just bubbling under on the underground tip with the mixtapes and all of that. And then because I remember I was just like, all right, I was getting acquainted with like Kendrick Lamar, and like I didn't really focus on the record label he was on. I was just like, who was this Kendrick Lamar kid? And then I hear about Ab-Soul, and Ab-Soul's intro to me was Control System. And I was just like, yo, Control System is dope. And then Kendrick Lamar puts out Good Kid, Mad City. All right. This is his official studio album. It comes out in 2012. That album, it goes as high as, did it go to number 1 on Billboard? It goes to number 2 on Billboard and ends up triple platinum. Breaks all kind of records for like a rap album sticking around on Billboard. It's still on Billboard to this day. Now we talking about longevity now. That's legacy right now. Tupac has the longevity as well with Deathrow. So did Snoop and Dre, but it's some longevity right here. Schoolboy Q comes out with Oxymoron. That's certified platinum. Debuted number 1 on Billboard. Okay. Ab-Soul was releasing projects, but I don't think Ab-Soul ever certified anything gold or platinum on his own. Then To Pimp a Butterfly comes out, debuts at number 1 on Billboard. That's certified platinum. So it didn't do as well as Good Kid, Mad City, but critically, it was just like, yo, this album's amazing.
Yeah, one of the most critically acclaimed albums of all time.
Boom. So he coming in with the critical record breaking right there on To Pimp a Butterfly. So it wasn't as commercially successful, but it was successful in other ways. Then J-Rock comes out with 90059. Didn't really make a lot of waves commercially. Schoolboy Q comes out with Blank Face, debuts at number 2 on Billboard. That's certified gold. Okay. Isaiah Rashad is signed to the label. He puts out a release, didn't really do anything like that. So outside of Kendrick, and Schoolboy was doing his thing too, but like his returns were kind of diminishing. Kendrick was still the star and like the flagship artist, and just like, not the flagship artist, but he was the face of the label. Damn comes out. Debuts number 1 on Billboard. Crazy first week. Triple platinum certification. This remains his best performing album in terms of like sales. And it had the critical acclaim as well. It wasn't as critically acclaimed as To Pimp a Butterfly or Good Kid, Mad City, but it's up there. Then quietly, SZA puts out Control. She debuts at number 3 on Billboard. She is also triple platinum with her debut album. It's stuck around. It's still on Billboard charts to this day. That, again, is longevity. And I don't think anybody saw her being like damn near up there with Kendrick in terms of pound for pound impact, sales, all that. She has become a bona fide R&B superstar, which R&B has taken a backseat to hip hop. R&B used to move units in the 90s. We talking Toni Braxton's debut. We talking Mary J. Blige. We talking Jodeci. We talking Boyz II Men. We talking Blackstreet's second album. R&B was doing numbers in the 90s. I know we don't talk about him, but if we're going to be real and we're going to talk about R&B, we're going to be talking about numbers and we talking about impact. R. Kelly was doing crazy numbers. He was going crazy. He was consistent. He was putting out project after project. They was doing crazy numbers, big time success. Then the success of Usher, it was like R&B was going crazy. So, and then Chris Brown was set to go crazy. And then the whole incident with Rihanna really hurt his trajectory. Even to this day, like a lot of people still don't fuck with Chris Brown because of what he did to Rihanna and other instances that he's had to deal with. And so he was never able to curl over into the R&B heights that he could have. You could argue that he'd be making the hits. He'd be making like hit singles, but it's like, it's still not what he could have achieved. So we haven't had an R&B superstar in a while. And we have Rihanna, but Rihanna goes into pop a lot.
Yeah.
She be Pop Warner out here. And you know, Beyonce did the same thing. Beyonce's Dangerously in Love album is her most R&B album.
I say the second one's up there too, a little bit. It's a little more like band though, kind of like different sound, a little more soulful-less. It's not as R&B heavy as Dangerously in Love. I agree,
No,
but it's still got
not
a little
as
bit
poppy as the later releases either.
Nah.
So what's in there?
Those first two albums are like not that pop for sure.
But now it's like Beyonce's
like
a hybrid of
she gonna give you what she feel like.
yeah. She's like, man, I'm doing this on this. I want to be worldwide.
R&B superstar, Usher. Maybe is he the last?
I would say Chris Brown.
Well, yeah.
I would say Chris Brown's the
For
last R&B superstar to come out fresh because we had Destiny's Child, which bled into Beyonce, and then you know what I'm saying. Usher was popping. He was already a star with My Way and stuff like that. And then Destiny's Child comes out, and then Chris Brown was boom. And then after Chris Brown, I feel like there wasn't a bona fide new superstar until SZA. Especially on Billboard. When we talking like also putting the numbers up with the good R&B, this is something we haven't seen in a while. Bruno's a hybrid too. Like I consider Bruno like all over the spectrum in terms of genre. So I can't really throw Bruno in there. He's a superstar for sure, but I just feel like he's a music superstar in general. She's not a superstar yet.
Yeah.
She's not a superstar yet. Cause SZA came out, I ain't even got to the second album yet. We still on Control. So Control slowly stuck around, went crazy, and was like, yo, damn. And then you got Sir, you got J-Rock putting out more problems, you got Reasons, you got Schoolboy Q. So the diversity in the sounds and the style of artists in TDE is killing Deathrow in terms of diversity of sound, style, all that good stuff. And then Kendrick puts out Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, debuts at number 1 on Billboard. It has yet to receive a certification, but I'm pretty sure it's probably platinum.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's platinum by now. But that album is not gonna. It didn't do as well as Kendrick's previous works. And then SZA comes out with SOS, and it's already triple platinum. It's currently number 2 on Billboard now. number 2, number 3. Now, this album came out in December of 2022, and it's still number 2 on Billboard.
It stuck around so long.
It's
and
crazy.
Then she put out a deluxe.
She put out that deluxe. It went back up to number one for 2 weeks.
And just won a Grammy for a song that was an added song to the same album in 2025.
Fresh Grammy.
Yeah.
After winning 3 or 4 Grammys already, another Grammy in the pipeline. So the stuff that they're doing musically is epic shit that we haven't seen. So in terms of, now mind you, the numbers are different. We talking streaming, we're comparing streaming to straight up hardcore album sales of the Deathrow era, where you had to go, because now we got everybody's album. On our phone, we got everybody's album. We can just be like, I want to listen to this. And then you just put it up there. But back in the Deathrow days, you had to go get that Doggy Style. You had to go get the Chronic. You had to go get All Eyes on Me, the Dog Pound. You know what I'm saying? So it's always hard to compare the numbers from back then till now. Like the physical copies, the going to get it. You had to be committed. You had to be like, yo, I got to get this out. You had to make decisions. You had to make firm decisions. You're like, I only got enough money for Doggy Style. I want this Tony album, but I want Doggy Style as well. You was standing there. You was in the dilemma. You had $15. That's all you had in your pocket. You had to stand there in the record store and be like, man, I want both. We ain't got both money. Your parents with you looking you in the face like, you getting one. I'm not getting both. And you just standing there just like, yeah. And you sat in them albums. You sat in there and you had to commit to your purchase. So now albums, man, it's easy to come and go. So that gives you extra credibility if your album lasts in this day and age, like a Good Kid, Mad City, or like a Control or SOS. If your album can maintain and stay on charts for a long time, when you have every album to distract you, the fact that these albums are hanging around this long speaks volumes. So I would have to agree with Charlemagne that TDE is the most epic West Coast label of all time. But that Deathrow short, white hot period wasn't no slouch. We still talk about the Chronic. We still talk about Doggy Style. We still talk about All Eyes on Me, for sure. When Regulate come on to this day, we like, it was a clear black night, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the slow burn, birthing superstars like Kendrick and SZA that were birthed out of the label, yeah, you got to give it to TDE, man. And a major point, it's less toxic. Niggas ain't getting their ass kicked in the studio while they making SOS, so they not getting beat down while they making Good Kid, Mad City. Suge Knight, he thugged out his label too much, man. When you hear stories about people getting peed on and beat up and engineers getting smacked up, that's not good business. That's not how you last as a business. Because I guarantee you, man, if I'm an engineer, I'm a producer, whatever, I'm a musician, I'm in there pressing the buttons and shoving the knobs up, and you come in there and slap me, guess what? We're done. I'm not coming back to the studio. I don't want to be like, I don't want to sit here and act like I'm a tough guy, but if I get jumped by some bloods at the studio, I'm gonna lose that fight. But guess what? I'm not coming back. I probably won't even press charges, but I tell you what, I'm not going back in that studio. Absolutely not. Y'all smack me up. Nope. We need you to finish it. No. You smack me up. I ain't finishing shit. Then I'm going to be on the run. I'm going to move to New York. I'll be like, man, Suge Knight's people looking for me, man. They smack me up. But I tell you this, I ain't going back to the studio. Because now my energy going to be off in the studio, man. When I be pushing the knobs, I'm going to be like, man, I don't want to be in here. So that's what messed up Deathrow Records, man. That's what, man. And I just feel like TDE is a better label for the energy of the artists and the diversity and just like the grassroots of it all. Let's get it. So shout out to TDE, man, doing some amazing things. And Kendrick and SZA going on a stadium tour together. Both art, man, come on. I don't know if the Dog Pound could have did that. Tupac, sure. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre, they've had crazy successful tours, but man, come on. I would even argue that now a better comparison would kind of be Aftermath. Because the shit Aftermath was able to do is crazy. Because Aftermath Dr. Dre started Aftermath. Then he put out The Chronic 2001, which outperformed The Chronic. Eminem is the best-selling rapper of all time. 50 Cent was breaking crazy records with Get Rich or Die Trying. And then I feel like he was signing so many artists, but wasn't really fulfilling the obligations required to really, hone in on like a Busta. You got Eve, you got Busta Rhymes, you got Emo, you got these artists coming to your label, and then nothing really taking off, or like nothing's really being put out. It's like, and then you got all these artists underneath the other artists. You got the artists underneath Eminem and the artists underneath 50 Cent, and just like, so that would be a better. I ain't got time to do that right now, but we could do Aftermath TDE. And I think Aftermath gonna get you on the numbers. I don't even think it would be close numbers wise, because Get Rich or Die Trying is Diamond. I feel like off the top of my head, huh?
There's an overlap. Kendrick Lamar was part of Aftermath.
He was. That Good Kid, Mad City.
Good Kid, Mad City started the partnership they had, and that ended in 2022. 5 releases under Aftermath. They got Silk Sonic. What the hell?
Wait, Silk Sonic is on Aftermath?
Because Anderson .Paak.
Aftermath is bigger than TDE. It's official now.
Yeah, I mean, numbers wise for sure. There's no question.
Aftermath is bigger than TDE. Somebody got to bring that up to Charlemagne. Charlemagne, you forgot about Aftermath, dog.
Now, a lot of the people they signed didn't drop anything on them, though. At least according to Wikipedia. Like you were saying.
Oh, he squandered mad artists.
Like Eve, nothing.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, nothing.
Oh, Ice Cube was on there?
For 2 years, it looks like. 2002 to 2004. The Game was on there for 1. Probably his first album.
Forgot about The Game.
Busta Rhymes has 1. And then there's a bunch of other people that they don't have anything. Kendrick has 5 projects under Aftermath. At Silk Sonic, they only put out 1. They have 1. And I think that's because Anderson .Paak. Not everything Anderson .Paak has done is under Aftermath, but he has 2 releases under there.
Malibu was on there?
I
love Malibu by Anderson .Paak. That's a classic.
I'm not sure.
So Charlemagne, the God. It's Aftermath, bro. You forgot about Aftermath. You're gonna have to refurbish what you said. I might hit him up in the DMs and be like, you was talking about TDE. It might be Aftermath.
Malibu's not on there.
Okay.
Maybe it's the other one, Oxnard and Ventura, I believe.
Oh, okay. I didn't like those two as much. Yeah. That's crazy. Aftermath was a crazy label, dog. You talk about success. That's crazy. So yeah, man. Before I get out of here, I'm trying to make sure that I discuss everything. Did I tackle everything I needed to tackle? It was something I wanted to touch on because of something somebody said in the DMs. Hold on. Not the DMs, in the comment section. Hold on. Hold tight. Let me go up in here. Let me click on this. Because it was a response to something. Marvel is in talks to, bringing Jonathan Majors back as Kang. I think they should. I think they overdid it with everything that he was going through. I think they overdid it, and he needs another shot. He needs to be back into the fold, thriving and hustling. We all make mistakes. We all get into things, but I think he shouldn't lose all the work that he lost based on what happened with him and his ex-girlfriend. So, you know what I'm saying? Bring Kang back as Jonathan Majors is Kang. Let's get it. Amber Rose, who was somebody that, we shouldn't take too seriously out here. She was saying that people hate on Drake because he's biracial. We all know it was an onslaught of Drake hate when this battle started. It was an onslaught. It's clear as day for you to deny the extra amount of hate that Drake has received, even when this battle first started. You got to be blind or just extremely biased to where you don't want to look at what's going on and the facts of it all. People been hating on Drake tough throughout this whole battle, right? And so, but Amber's saying people hate on him because he's biracial. And I was like, But then I said in the comments, I was like, people don't hate J. Cole like that. Granted, they don't like how he backed out of the battle, but J. Cole gets love from the people, and he's biracial. So I don't think it's just as simple as him being biracial. It's a combination of things. It's not just the fact that, he's biracial, because, you know what I'm saying, there have been plenty of people out here on the biracial tip that get a lot of love from the black community all the time. So it's really just Drake. It's just Drake and how he moves. It's not simply because he biracial, so we hate him. Now I know, my mom can attest. Being biracial, she had her struggles coming up south side of Chicago. There was a lot of black girls that were mean to her because she was biracial. So she had to get through that and stuff like that. So I know that type of hatred does exist. But in this case, I'm like, no, I don't think it's as simple as that. So I wanted to address that real quick. Another thing I wanted to touch on. Gladys Knight is adorable. The Fantastic Four trailer looks pretty solid. I'm intrigued. Raven-Symoné. So we all know what happened. I don't know if we all know, but Babyface got kind of shunned on the Grammy red carpet by these young reporter girls that were working with the American press who were interviewing him. And then it was like, oh, Chapel. And they just cut into what Babyface was in mid-sentence. Chapel. And so that was mad rude, mad unprofessional, and mad ridiculous. The girls have since apologized for this, but it was like, yo, man, what is you doing? You know who Babyface is? We get it. She hot right now. That's the best new artist. Yeah. And they was young. They probably don't know, but but that happened. And there was another situation where they kind of cut off Raven-Symoné. The producer was like, yo, we got a Kardashian coming up. So it was like, well, one of the Jenners. It was one of them. So they cut off kind of Raven-Symoné. And the way Raven-Symoné described it on The View, it was mad over the top compared to what really happened. Because now we in the day and age, we got the receipts. So he was like, she just cut in. All right. Came in with the stiff arm over the chest. But when you see the actual video, it's just like a soft hand on the reporter's hand, like Kylie Jenner or one of them Kardashian people. It wasn't like, so I was just like, yo, man. First of all, it was very rude to interrupt Raven-Symoné. Absolutely, without a doubt, 100%. But it was mad dramatic on the replay. It was mad dramatic. She gassed it up. She put too much seasoning on it. Especially when you look at the tape, it's like, all right. It was rude, but she ain't do all that. So let's be accurate, y'all. If we're gonna be talking about what's rude and what's being done, we got to be accurate, especially when receipts can be provided. So let's just chill out, man. Let's be accurate. Was that everything I need to? Was that everything I needed to address? I think that might have been it, y'all. I think that might have been it, y'all. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Raven Simone. This, that, and the third. TDE. Summer Walker can't drive. On the sports side of it, Luka Doncic going to the Lakers. This was a crazy out of nowhere move. And it's got to be frustrating for Luka because he's losing out on over $100 million because of this move. And now he's got to move to a state with higher state tax. You know, you in Texas, ain't no state tax. You got to go to Cali now. State tax going to be up your ass cheeks. Okay. So yeah, it's crazy. So I'm really curious to see how he does with the Lakers. And I'm curious to see how Anthony Davis does over there in Dallas. Because Anthony Davis, I know he's known as the glass man. You know, he be breaking down quick. But he's been having a solid ass season. I think he's averaging like 24, 25 points a game. He's been playing defense. So I'm curious to see how he works with Kyrie and them over there in Dallas. So I'm like, interesting. But I'm very much interested in what made them pull the trigger like that in the middle of the night on a late night tip. Because it's looking real. Because normally we would have known some grumblings about that kind of move beforehand. But this was like...
Yeah, no rumors at all.
Man, it was just like overnight, hey, man, this.
I saw the headline. I was like, there's no way this is real.
I thought it was bullshit. I told Brandon Lewis, I was like, man, that's bullshit. Who said that? He was like, ESPN Sports Center.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? What?
It doesn't make sense either.
It doesn't.
It's specifically, not so much on the Lakers side, because I know... They had some frustrations with AD or whatever. There's an interview or something. That's what my friend was saying. He's like, they had an interview and he was just frustrated because they was like, they need another big and whatever. But on the Maverick side, he just took y'all to the finals.
Yeah, fresh.
Like that. There hasn't been another NBA finals since he took y'all there.
Right.
And then y'all gonna be like, we getting rid of him. Like he's the franchise player.
He's a franchise player.
And even the people there at Maverick, like they're just like, what is going on?
Yeah,
the owner's trying to explain it, and everybody's like, what are you doing? And like that, and AD is great, but
yeah,
Luka is young and
he's young,
blossoming
man.
into like, come on, man. It doesn't make sense on the Lakers got somebody solid for sure. And Anthony Davis is no slouch whatsoever, but the trade is a little lopsided.
For sure.
And if it was because they didn't want to give him like that crazy Supermax extension, like why not?
He was worth the money, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially given his youth. Come on, man. Just took y'all to the finals. Nobody saw that coming last season. Them going to the finals.
No, not at all.
And so, he can activate in the postseason.
Like I know his defense needed a little work, but that was the only part that was really like bad. I mean, he was still playing through injury in the finals.
Yeah.
His man's legs was bleeding every play. So it's like, I don't know. It's very crazy. Very crazy deal.
I'm curious to see how this plays out. I want to see how AD does in Dallas. I want to see how Luka does in LA. This is going to be wild. He poured 7 strong years into Dallas. This was a stupid move. Listen, Shan, I agree. I'm sure the people in Dallas are devastated for sure.
They're returning season tickets, and they're letting them do it. Because, I mean, yeah, he was the reason to move the needle.
Come on now. They not wrong in their feelings at all. This is like, because you always got to think about your fan base. I know a lot of people try to disregard fans and like, but that's
especially as an owner. Like the owner makes these moves,
right?
Now the player didn't do this. Like
no,
it's pretty known that Luka was like, I didn't request a trade,
right?
And I don't think he would. He supposedly just bought a house or something like that. Like that's the thing that kind of worries me is like, if you don't discuss this with the player, and then it's just like, boom, you wake up one day and your name on the news, like, you hit my phone being like, yeah, let's do it. Like, what? Now I got to up and move to a whole different state and city and everything. I got kids or whatever. It's like.
Whatever he established in Dallas, man, it's wild. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it plays out. Jay Thomas thinks Dallas won the trade. I don't know, man. But I do know this. Bulls ain't doing shit.
Why do they keep letting people go? Why do they keep letting people go? For nothing.
For bullshit ass
nothing.
pieces. No disrespect to the players that I just call bullshit ass pieces, but bullshit ass pieces. Zach LaVine gone for some scrambled up players and a draft pick. I'm sick of it, man. I don't know what the Chicago Bulls are doing, but I'm tired of it all. What are y'all doing?
So, yeah, he went to the Kings and they got nothing.
He over there, he back with DeRozan now. And we sitting over here, man. Anyway, y'all, listen. I'm tired of talking. My voice is dried out. Sick of it, man. Watch out, Shan, man. I ain't enjoying nobody, man. Listen. We didn't get Fox.
Yeah, they didn't get Fox.
We didn't get Fox.
San Antonio got
San
De'Aaron
Antonio
Fox.
got Fox. If we got Fox, I'd have been like, cool. But he went to San Antonio. This was a 3-team deal.
De'Aaron Fox is on San Antonio with Wemby and Chris Paul at the same time. That is ridiculous.
I'm gonna switch teams, man. I'm gonna give me a new NBA team. I'm gonna give me a new NBA team this week, man. I'm done. I'm done. I'm coming over to somebody's team, man. Don't give me no shit when I get in there. Accept me with open arms, man. I'm giving up. Nah, I ain't giving up, man. It's Bulls all day, man. It's goddamn Bulls all day, man. Loyalty, man. Sick of it. Anyway, y'all, thanks for tuning in to Verbal Cardio. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Sorry my voice is not 100%, but you know what I'm saying? I'll be talking out here, man. It won't be no movie night tonight because my laptop is on the fritz. So it won't even be no game stream because that's through my computer as well. So I apologize, y'all. It's a little raggedy on my side. But you know what I'm saying? But life is good. Life is good. They still working on my house. They're getting that done. And, you know, I'm back on tour. So anyway, I appreciate y'all. And thank you for tuning in to another session of that Verbal Cardio.